Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your October 1st to the 31st, 2020 full moon reading. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you are interested in the cards that I use, they are all located in the description box below. Now, before we dive into this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Feeling yourself become calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Let's see what the tarot has to say. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be moving your Queen of the Moon and your Moonology cards over to the side. These will be layered on top of the tarot to really give the moon, to really give Luna a voice of her own. All right. Taurus. How will Taurus be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon reading? How will Taurus be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon reading? How will Taurus be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon reading? How will Taurus be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon reading? How will Taurus be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon reading? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Now, before we dive into what the tarot has to say, I have the moon set out all here for you, Taurus. And the really cool thing about this moon is this moon goes from October 1st to October 31st. So it leads us into a blue moon, which is really quite exciting. And this full moon is in Aries. This is going to be an astoundingly powerful full moon simply because it's in Aries. But if you are a cusp baby born very close to the Aries time frame, this is going to be even more powerful for you. So the closer you are to the beginning of the Taurus time frame, usually the first 5 days, the more intense this moon will be for you. So the full moon in Aries says a fiery climax approaches. Now, this is a fiery climax to start, to begin, to move forward in your passion and in your courage. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. So this is a time for beginnings. This is a time that powers our beginnings. And as it powers your beginnings, you will see your light, your passion, your courage, your tenacity just enhance. The Aries symbol, right? The Aries zodiac is a symbol of the warrior. It is the archetype of the warrior. And this helps us to stand strong and to stand our ground as we are moving forward. And as you are doing this, you are bold, you are a bit impulsive, and you are astoundingly energetic within your energy. Be mindful of the impulsiveness, because you will kind of act and then think, and Taurus, that's not really your thing. You need to watch out, again, for impulsiveness, but also for being kind of stress-oriented. The thing during this time, it's kind of like the squeaky wheel will always get more attention than anything else. Something that causes you to be more stressed, instead of stepping back from it, you're like, I'll conquer that. Sometimes, Taurus, you're going to have to step back. You're going to have to just kind of look at things and see how to calmly approach it. Maybe in a few hours, maybe at a later date, but you are looking right now to bring in change and to bring in the beginnings that you want. This is a time of putting me first. All right, those are going to be kind of the words that you have to think of, me first. And it's not going to be like a petulant child. It is going to be me first. I need to take care of me first, and then I can take care of everything else. It's kind of like when you're in a plane and the air masks come down, or the flight attendant is telling you about what to do when the air masks come down. And they say, put the air mask over your face first, and then the person sitting next to you if you have a child, or an elderly person who needs assistance, or somebody who needs assistance. If you do not take care of yourself first, you will not be helping the people who need to be helped. And this is going to be a very powerful thing to understand during this time. With the full moon, you surrender to the divine. You surrender to the birth and the power that is within you, that is a part of you, that is guiding you forward. And it leads you to embracing the power of what you want within this world. And you go after what is important to you with this sense of restored vigor. It's kind of like, thank goodness, my passion is back. My kind of mojo is back. I can fall into sync with what I need and what I want and where it is that I want to be. You are also rekindling the spark of life and creation within you, all right? And it's just going to happen. You're going to find that you sit there and you look at the world as, how to make things happen, how to embrace your essence. This is a hugely creative time for you, Taurus. I'm seeing this as a hugely creative, kind of embracing of what you desire, what you want, what you need, who you are, where you're heading. And for you, Taurus, you're actually a very creative person. Even though when people think about it, they might not say, oh, Taurus is creative. They'll say, oh, Taurus kind of follows the rules and looks at things and is very methodical and succinct. Yes, you do not like to live in chaos, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is also going to be a time where you embrace order in order to optimize your productivity, in order to move you forward in the passion and in the determination that you want. That's going to be very important for you. Now, on the 16th of October, we have the new moon in Libra, and this says a new romantic cycle begins. And the new romantic cycle can be a falling in love. It can be, right? But that is very obvious. A new romantic cycle is also a falling in love with your life, a falling in love with what you desire from your existence, utilizing this profound energy, and then utilizing the organizing, kind of succinct energy of the Libra, and seeing how to balance the scales towards what you truly desire and towards where you want to be. A new start is coming, and it's all about the beginnings, new beginnings. It's like you are breaking out of ruts and despairs and despondencies. Now, come to the 31st of October, the new moon is in Taurus. And so this is going to be an astoundingly powerful new moon. Not only is it a blue moon, but the moon is in Taurus. So this is going to hit you quite deeply and quite profoundly. And this says your dreams need a practical plan. You need to have your feet firmly planted on the ground so that you can achieve what is needed. You need a practical plan to achieve the extraordinary, to achieve a fairy tale existence. And as you have this practical plan, and as you look within, instead of looking outside and saying, what is it that I need? That everybody else, draw on the floor is totally impressed with me. And it's like, no, that's not that's not what you're looking for. Taurus, that is most definitely not what you're looking for. You like grandeur, yes. You like quality over quantity, yes. But there is a sense here of needing to find the comfort, the coziness, the understanding, the acceptance within your heart, within your soul, within yourself, within the world around you. And that trumps everything else. That moves you forward. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it. I get what I desire. And so as this moon comes forward, and it is your moon as it calls to you quite profoundly, this is when you surrender to the divine. This is where you look at the roots that you are planting and the prosperity that you want. And you kind of give yourself over to the free flow and the free form of creation that is around you. And that's going to be very powerful energy. Now, the left-hand side here, this is your inner self. The middle is your emotional. This is your this is your intuitive, your emotional self. And then we have the public arena, your public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Five of Swords, okay? It's karmic. And I would expect really nothing less from the intensity of this full moon. It's karmic, it's powerful, it's deep, and it causes you to turn inward. You have the Hermit right here of Virgo energy, August 23rd to September 22nd. It leads you to the Seven of Wands, what fights to pick and when to walk away. And then we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is being way too much in your own head. You begin and you end. You're crowned and you're rooted in the mind during this time, personally for yourself. So if you do things to clear your mind, if you can do things to make you feel more centered and more kind of powerful, more in tune with your body, yourself, I would highly recommend doing them. Because what you're going to see now is you face things that you'd rather not. You'd face fears, people, anxieties, doubts, apprehensions that you would rather kind of bury in the closet. And there is the sense of, as you do so, you're going to feel stuck, you're going to feel overwhelmed because, yes, you're tearing off this Band-Aid. Yes, you could be kind of reopening a wound just a bit, but there's always going to be a scar from what we have been through. Okay, the body always shows. And here, one of the scars that you carry is this doubt within yourself, is this second guessing everything that you do. There's needs to be an assurity, a power, I am moving forward, and this is how. It leads you to the Chariot. This is Cancer energy, a time frame, June 21st to July 22nd. And you are spreading your wings, you're flying in love and in truth. Then you have the Seven of Swords. You have the repeat of the number 7 here. So this means that truthfulness during this time is astoundingly important to you. You will call yourself out when you lie, all right? And you will be more than happy to call other people out when, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's like, no, you need to be on the up and up. I need to know where you're coming from so that I can understand and kind of react accordingly. And if I don't know, then why? So you have this repeat of the number 7, which is calling for openness and honesty and really doesn't settle for anything else. You also have the number 7 showing deep spirituality, a deeper sense of knowledge and searching, and a sense of really seeking to find answers. Now, you may never find the exact answers that you are looking for because Spirit is saying that sometimes life isn't as straightforward as we would like it to be, but you are going to be finding answers and you move forward. You're leaving some things behind. They just don't fit. Then you have the 9 of Pentacles, prosperity, bounty, success coming in. This is a sense of really, really seeing your hard work pay off. And now you're not out of the clear yet because in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is kind of like, there's a crop of pentacles. And if you pick those pentacles before they are ready to be picked, you're not going to make any profit. Or at least I don't think you are. And if you pick the pentacles too late, then they'll be rotted. You need to have that sweet time in between. And you need to be patient with yourself and not think, oh, my job is done, and then just kind of walk out. It's kind of like, no. Look at the prosperity that you have. Look at where you are headed to be and see the doors opening, but also kind of work your tush off. Show them how valuable and prosperous you are. It leads you to justice. It leads you to a Libra energy, September 23rd to October 22nd, a balancing of the scales, a gaining of an understanding. And what's really cool, if we take out the top cards here, right? We have 9, we have 7, and we have justice, which of course is not 8, but it's the justice from the doubts and the fears and the anger and the anguish, and a balancing while both are blindfolded. So there's going to be a lot of synchronicity within your heart, and the kind of 7 answering 9, the beginning of a new cycle, answering the questioning of the old. It then leads you to the 3 of Swords within the public arena. Heartbreak, pain, disappointment, anger, frustration. That could be ruling you for a really long time. This can also be during this time where you reach a fiery climax. You reach this point of needing a release, of saying, you know what, no more, kind of like a volcano erupting. I'm done, I'm out, I'm releasing. And I see this as the past. Now you might say, oh no, this was yesterday, this was with my partner, this was this was that. But what I'm seeing is that you are releasing the power of a person's voice to speak constantly and forcefully over your own, time and time again. And as you claim back your power, as you claim your power, as you know your truth, this is you looking at the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments, and saying, you don't have a place in my successful future, in my successful presence. You do not have a place within me anymore. And it leads you to the Tower. When you say that, it's a Tower moment. You can feel like the whole world kind of opening up to you. It could be a very dramatic feeling. And then you have the Tower. It's ready or not, here it comes. It's a pushing things forward. It's a dedication. It's an understanding. It's also knowing that more is needed. More is needed as you move forward. This way, there we go. And then we have the 2 of Cups. This is the Minor Arcana Lovers card. This is a healing, beautiful love that moves you forward, that shares with you, that embodies you and emboldens you, and it leads you then to the 4 of Cups. You're looking at the gifts that divinity is giving you, and divinity is giving you really beautiful gifts. And what you're doing is you're turning towards a gift that is not as fancily wrapped, but is the most valuable gift that you will ever get. And that is what I'm seeing here for you. There's a beauty coming in that isn't kind of as flashy, wrapped as extravagantly as everybody else. But once you open it, its gift is beyond the realms of priceless. Now you begin and end with the number 5. You begin with a longing for freedom, for things being resolved more easily than you had anticipated, and also kind of you landing on your feet type of thing. Also, there are karmic lessons that come forward. So as you land on your feet, you are also facing karmic doubts, fears, anger, apprehensions, and you are seeing that, yes, I can still be successful in the midst of all of this, but it is going to kind of bring up things that make you doubt yourself, that make you think, I can't move forward. I faced this before. It's not getting easier. I'm not progressing. I'm doing the same old thing year in, year out, and never getting to the place that I hold within my mind. And that can very well be part of the karmic lesson that you are learning. It's kind of like seizing your force, knowing your power, taking advantage of what you need, of what you desire, and not taking advantage of people, but sitting there and saying, this is what I want. This is where I'm heading. And you're really embracing this warrior energy of nothing will get in my way. And, you don't end with the number 5, you end with the number 4. But there is a sense here of, as you get this gift, it's kind of like coming out of a number 5 mentality, coming out of a place of doubts and fears and angers and upsets, and entering into a change that is really quite beautiful. So the number 5 and 5 of Swords is a sense of feeling trapped, of feeling overwhelmed, of feeling angry and upset, and being like, I've done this before. It kind of feels like God is playing this nasty trick on you. The universe, divinity, is playing this nasty trick on you. And you're repeating something that left a really vile taste in your mouth, that makes you go right back to that point that has hurt you and scarred you. And so now when you're looking at it and when you're facing things, because you're conquering it through love, you're conquering this fear and this doubt and this karmic release through love. And as you do so, there is this sense of knowing that you stand your ground, knowing that you know your truth, and knowing that there is a need to show the world how powerful you can be so that people stop taking advantage of you. It doesn't mean going out and being like, this big bodybuilder person. It means that there is a strength within your soul, within your heart, that is really absolutely profound and really absolutely beautiful. And as you stand your ground, you know your truth, you defeat your enemies, all right? And I know the Five of Swords, people say, oh, it's, bad sportsmanship. People should give the other person back their swords. I mean, he has collected more than he can use, right? With the 4 swords that he has. But the fact of the matter is, with the 4 swords here and the sword overhead, so you can say 5 swords. The fact of the matter is, it is not mean to say, I won. I am moving forward. This is the prosperity. This is the bounty that I need within my life. And instead of giving it away as soon as you get it, it's like, no, this is where I stand. This is what I stand for. And it leads you to being really rather introverted in your inner self. You might find yourself going for long walks. You might find yourself needing quiet moments with a cup of tea and a cookie, things like that, just to move you forward and to calm you and center you, whatever you see as fun. Coloring, which is also terribly fun, even though when you start it, it feels terribly silly. You need to have something that you do, Taurus, that pulls you out of the rat race of the world, that centers you. And you might never go back to that rat race exactly as it is. And so you step back, you connect, you understand, you're looking at the light within, it is guiding you forward, it is opening up doors, it is really, moving you towards this place of success. But it is a quiet, peaceful success rather than something loud and showy. And as you move towards this prosperity, towards the success, as you are embracing it, as you are living it, and the prosperity and the success of a hermit is not the same as the prosperity and success of a king. A hermit gives away all earthly possessions. Actually, in the Georgian times, they used to have really wealthy families, used to have a hermit living on their land. They would have a fake, homemade cave, well, not homemade so much as landscaped cave. And it would be furnished with the things that they said he needed. And the person, the monk or whomever, would go into the cave. And usually a lot of them were artists, and they would write, they would compose, they would do all this stuff to be able to connect and to come out and be in the chaotic day-to-day world with that bit of magic with them, with that bit of beauty guiding them. And so with the hermit, that's really what you're embracing. And then you have the 7 of Wands. Choose your battles wisely. You will have people who oppose, who just don't understand what you're doing. They might never understand. But the 7 of Wands is standing up against those people. Not that they don't understand, but that they bully and belittle, and you're done with it. You're done with that. You are stepping into your power. You are stepping into your truth. You know what you desire. You know where you want to be. And that is what's guiding you forward. You are always going to run into, well, excuse my language, but assholes. You are. People who make fun of what you do, people who sit there and judge, people who are angry and upset with their own lives, and think it's rather fun to tear somebody down within their own. Here, Taurus, you are looking at your power, at your strength, and you're saying, you know what, I'm above, because you are. I am above this pettiness, and I will not be partaking in it. Oh, you do have. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you do have this sense of a karmic understanding coming forward, this sense of a power. And the repeat of the number 5 here, because I'm seeing this so profoundly of you, is your Hierophant energy coming forward and speaking to the freedom of the 5 of Swords. And I was so excited as Spirit showed it to me. I was like, oh, they have it here. Look down. I was like, no, this is Virgo. But that is what Spirit's saying. And Spirit is saying the Hierophant has a great need for self-introspection and self-understanding. And so that is going to be something that is so important for you, that coming in, that looking at it, the finding and defining your roots. And it moves you to passion, it moves you to beauty, it moves you to knowing that you stand your ground for truth and for what you desire. It also brings you to greater wisdom. It brings you to kind of seeing behind people's masks and knowing when not to waste your breath. This then moves you to the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords is worry and doubt and fear. You need to get out of your own mind. If you can do something mindless, just like the something solitary can also be something mindless. Like you don't need to think about everything as you go for a walk. You don't need to think about everything as you color. You don't need to think about everything as you do whatever takes you out of the chaos of your mind and moves you into the beauty of your soul. Because what you can wind up doing, Taurus, and what so many people wind up doing, is they wind up living in the 8 of Swords. They wind up living in doubts and in fears and in apprehensions and feeling overwhelmed and thinking, I will never be there. And it's like, no, you will. No, you will. You just have to get out of your own mind. And as you step back, and as you see that you weren't going to be cut by the swords, there wasn't that danger to you that you felt all around. Yes, you could feel the sword if you kind of went forward with your toe, because it's right here at the bottom. But there is this sense of you're going to be okay. Don't overthink, don't overanalyze. You're going to have a tendency to do this, and you're also going to have a tendency to bring a lot of things from your past into your present and kind of plop them down and say, see, they're exactly the same. And the fact of the matter is they're not, because you are so much stronger, so much more focused, more driven, gained such an understanding of yourself that they are not the same. And you don't want them to be the same. You just don't. And this leads you to the Chariot. This leads you to moving forward with ferocity and veracity of self. This moves you to really standing for what you love during this time. Your heart is astoundingly powerful and astoundingly, it drives you in such astounding ways. And so here, as you're opening yourself up to what you love, to what you desire, what you need, what you really long for within this world, you are going to see that there is this sense of newfound vitality. You're going to see that there is a sense of really utilizing your intuition to the highest extent that it can go. You're really embracing the sensuality of yourself during this moon. So as much as this is a fiery, passionate moon for getting things done and getting things started and looking at things anew, I mean, this is a time where you're looking at either something that you have always wanted to do, or you're looking at things and it's like it's finally falling into place. And that's what you're really going to feel within your heart. And you're going to feel like, I don't have to defend. I don't have to, be everything for everyone. I can be me. And I can know that that's okay. I don't have to take things as seriously, as intensely as I was before. And it leads you then to the 7 of Swords. Now you have 7 3 times. So this is divinity saying honesty is going to be astoundingly important, and an honesty to your inner self. There is going to be something that you kind of want to lie to yourself about. It can be, oh, it's not that big a deal, when it really is a big deal. Or it can be, dealing with other people's lies, doubts, and fears, or a lie that, and we all do it, a lie that we tell ourselves so often that it feels like truth. And now you're gathering up your knowledge. You're gathering up your wisdom. You're leaving some things behind because they will hinder you as you move forward instead of accelerating you to something greater. And what you're doing now is you're carrying your dreams, your knowledge, your intuition, your passion, your power, and you're moving. You're moving forward to so much more. and you're moving forward in such determination that you can forget to see, because you might feel like there's a sneakiness and you have to be more open, more honest, more kind of forthright about everything. It's like, no, you can have a bit of a secret to why you're doing it, how you're doing it, the places that you are moving to, what you have envisioned in your mind. And it leads you to the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is the prosperity of the garden that you have planted, the prosperity of the seeds of your life, your soul, yourself, as you move towards something so much more than anticipated. This is also saying that you need to be mindful of still tending for things, because you can feel like, oh, I'm done, I did it, and great job me, which is what you should say. But there is still more work to be done before the harvests can come in, before the crops are safe, before the prosperity is safe. And this isn't said to make you neurotic. This is said to have the balancing of your heart and your soul and your mind, your heart and your mind, keep on coming forward to move you and to embrace the prosperity that you need. Now let me just take a drink of water for just one moment. All right. And as the prosperity comes, justice, Libra energy, comes in. And it's a balancing of the scales. It's a seeing the truth that you need. You're a seeing the truth that you want. It's seeing justice come in. But it's not the black and white justice, the white page, black print type of justice that comes in. It's a justice that more speaks to your soul, to your heart, to what is needed, to a balancing of self and desires. Because as this justice comes, and this is also as you start being more just to yourself, what you are going to see is that everything isn't as big a deal as it once seemed. Excuse me. You are being just to yourself. You are carrying forward with a sense of knowledge, with a sense of strength, and you are seeing that the things that once kept you small, that kept you in shame, that kept you silent, they're breaking away from you. It's no longer part of your truth. And it leads you now to the Three of Swords in the public arena. Worries, doubts, fears, anger, upsets, upheavals. And what you're looking at here is you're like, no more. No more am I going to let the heartbreaks of the past dictate the power of my future. No more am I going to be robbed of my voice. No more am I going to be held back from where I want to be, from where I need to be, because of anger that was spoken over me, hate that was, thrown at me, despair that has become a part of me. I'm letting it go. And it doesn't mean you don't remember. You're not a fool. But it means that you don't give it the power that it has today. And so instead of running from this part of your shadow, it is looking at it dead in the eye and saying, I accept you as part of my story and my truth. But you're my past. You're the chapters already read. Now it is time for me to move on to something more. And as you do so, and as you look at that heartbreak and you embrace this transformation and you release, the Tower comes. And the Tower is change. The Tower is profound and beautiful change. It's like by facing this, you change so much more than you could even imagine. And as you change it, you become more and more you. You become more and more powerful. All right? Think of this as, think of the Tower as the mama bird pushing the baby bird out of the nest. It's like there's no more room. And so it's kind of like taking your old life and saying, and divinity is saying, there's no more room here for you to be who you need to be. It has to change. And that's when things start, shoving you in a different direction. I don't know if it happens to you often, and I would love to hear if it does, but like whenever I'm in the wrong place, divinity shoves me forward so violently towards a different place, a different way of being, towards a truth that I have overlooked, or I tried to deny myself. And it's like, oh, okay. And once you start accepting, things start really changing. The power starts really moving you forward. And you see that the Tower, which can be a time in your life, it can be a dark upheaval, chaotic time. It could have lasted for 16 years or better. But now there is a coming together, and there is a sense of seeing why you had to walk through such muck, through such mire, to get to where it is that you need to be, where it is divinity knows your soul longs to be. And it leads you to a healing. It leads you to a coming together in love. It does not have to be romantic love. This could be love of friendships. This could be love of yourself. This can be learning how to fall in love with you again. And as you heal, you fall in love with this truth, with this power, with this understanding, with this brilliance that is you. The Four of Cups. You're going to be handed a gift. It is not going to be as grand as the others. It's going to be rather simplistic. It is going to hold the most benefits. Now, don't sit there and say, okay, check. I will, not take any beautiful gifts from anybody. I will only, take the small crummy ones and not that they have to be small to be crummy, but you know what I'm saying. I will only take the crummy ones and I'll run with it because they'll hold the most blessings. No, this is something very unexpected. This is something that other people might not see as a gift. They might look at you and be like, are you absolutely crazy, Taurus? But the fact of the matter is that it holds validity and purpose to you. Like, whenever I see a dragonfly, I think of my grandparents. It can be something just like that. Something where it seems rather random. But it's like, whenever I think of this, I know this person who has passed on is near. I know this inspiration is coming. I know there is a power moving me forward. And it starts to change the gifts that you are looking at. It starts to become more important than you had originally imagined. Now let's see here. What Luna has to say. Taurus. October 1st to the 15th. Not October 1st to the 15th. October 1st, full moon. Taurus. How will Taurus be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. How will Taurus be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So what Luna has to say here is blossoming extremes and fear. You're blossoming into your truth, okay? Because of this Aries full moon, you tend to kind of move into extremes. You feel very comfortable in extremes during this time. Step back from them. Because as you step back from them, you're not a part of the chaos of extremes. And you face fears and doubts that have kept you small. This then leads you to assessing the situation. Your heart is assessing things as you see that this is a time to give rather than take. This is a time to give yourself to the passion, the power, the beauty that you need within your life to be able to move forward. It's kind of like you give time. rather than taking it away from yourself. You then move to a personal issue reaches a resolution. So as you spend more time on you, as you recharge your batteries and yourself, a personal issue reaches this resolution. And as you reach this resolution, you look at the bigger picture. A win-win outcome approaches, very strong Libra energy here, so be mindful of that. Be mindful of the intensity of the Libra energy around the 16th of October. And so here, as a win-win outcome approaches, you hold to your vision, you hold to your truth, and you hold to what is right for you. So you're blossoming into your power, you're blossoming from doubts and fears that have kept you back from this lifetime. It can be generationally and from past lifetimes that have made you feel as if you can't move forward, as if what you want is wrong, as if, there has to be a fight or a, kind of chaos to the world. And you're realizing there can simply be peace. And as you embrace this peace, and now I'm not sure if we did the spirit animal messages, but here you have being peace come forward. And this is the dove spirit. It says, be peace. And this is getting messages of peace. And this is, letting go of hurts and really embracing hopes of the heart. And as you do so, you co-create with spirit. You embrace change and sacred law and the trusting of your personal intuition and your power. And this is you speaking the truth and speaking your truth, not anybody else's. And so here the spirit animals are absolutely with you. And this is very important for Luna because it's like the night sky and the white moon, the crow and the dove. You would think they were complete opposites because a crow is a symbol of peace and a flock of crows is called a murder of crows. So you would think that these are wrong, but these are two extremes. And they bring answers, they bring peace, they bring understanding. And that's what you're going to see here. There are answers, there's truth, there's understanding that guides you forward, that has you looking at more. And yes, you can be drawn to extremes, especially as you stand your ground and you fight your truth. But you will not be taken away or, overcome by extremes. And then we have fear. Fear over the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is fear. Fear is fear of moving forward, fear of change, fear of everything. And it keeps us small and weak. Here, as you co-create with spirit, let the crows open you. Let the crows kind of open you to the world that you have been missing as you have been fearing. This leads you to assessing situations, assessing what you hold true within your heart, assessing what you want from your love and your life as you move forward. And it is saying, take time out for you as you do so. Take time out for you, and it's time to give rather than to take. So as you are assessing, take time out for you, and then know it is rather to give to yourself, because this is to you, Taurus, than to take, than to just take it and give it to other people. So here there is a sense of moving forward within your truth, within your understanding, within a grounding of yourself, and to kind of spread that love, to spread that truth, to say, this is what I found, and it is glorious. And if it helps one other person, then yeah, it is absolutely magnificent. And then you're going to see a personal issue reaches a resolution. You're going to see that things that have kept you from the justice that you want, things that have been overwhelming, they reach their resolution during this time. And what you're looking at here is you're looking at the bigger picture of what you desire, of what you're taking aim for through this change, through this heartbreak. And it's like, okay, what is the bigger picture of what I want from my life, from myself? What am I taking aim to? What do I desire? What do I need? And as you look at this, a win-win outcome comes because you balance the scales. You balance the scales within yourself, for yourself, and you move forward towards something so much more. And as you do so, you hold to your vision, you hold to your truth, and it opens you up. It opens you up in a way that says, oh wow, this really is important to you. Oh wow, this is really, powerful for you. And you hold true to that vision. You hold true to that truth. And your subconscious message for this time from Luna is pleasure. As you hold true to what you want from life, there is pleasure that you embrace, that embraces you. There is a sense of glory and brilliance and energy flowing through you. And then it leads you to the full moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. Step into your power. Live your dreams. Show the world the real you, Taurus. And as you do so, your subconscious tarot message is the Ace of Swords. This is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of knowledge, a gift of truth, a gift of cutting through doubts and fears. And subconsciously, this permeates everything. This has you going even deeper. Now, will you take it all at once, or will you take this gift entirely during this time? No, because I do not have a court card with you taking it, or the magician. But this is a clearing out of doubts, of fears, of apprehensions, of chaos that has held you back. And this is a moving forward in knowledge, in truth, in understanding, and in ferocity of spirit. Also prosperity of spirit, because nobody who wasn't astoundingly rich could train in a sword, or at least rich could train with a sword. In the ancient world, of course. All right, Taurus, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we escape our doubts and our fears, and as we accept, there we go, our truth and our power and our knowledge. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and harmony, Taurus.